Hello and welcome. I hope you enjoyed that little video. It was recorded by an amazing man, a beautiful man, 3 years ago, last July. But what I didn't realize, Tony was dying of cancer. He was in his early 50s and he came to celebrate the Feast of Magdalena here, where lots of the community came with friends and family. And we had a beautiful day in the garden, dancing and singing, rejoicing. And Tony took this video whilst we were all busy praying. And within a month, he was taken to the hospice and died. So when I played this video, it always brings back wonderful memories of a wonderful man. He wasn't a Franciscan monk, but he was another St. Francis of Assisi. Sister Eleanor was sharing with you there about the 7 keys of Franciscan spirituality. But of the 7 promises that we make, the greatest promise for me is providence. Providence for me implies that I surrender my heart totally to God, totally, but still enjoy life. I still laugh, I still break wind, I cry, I bake, I cook, I wash, and only today clearing out 3 of the hens' coops to give them plenty of bedding for this awful freeze that we're having from tonight, where it'll be 15 below. But Franciscan spirituality is about enjoying life. It's not like when I was a nursing monk, where you went round with a long face and you looked very serious. You could never show your hands. They always had to be behind your scapula or tabard. You could never look at someone in the eye. You always had to look down. It was called etiquette, monastic etiquette. But today, it's about living your life, honoring your heart, and being happy. And providence entails that we do not apply for funding to survive. Like Mother Teresa and her sisters in India, they were never allowed to apply for funding from any government to support their work. They put their trust completely in God, who would provide for their needs. And that's what God does here. Yeah, I was running short of coffee for visitors. So my dear friend asked me to look after her 2 little doggies this morning, whilst I was busy looking after our own 2 and 17 hens. So we looked after the dogs till about 4 o'clock this afternoon. It was a long day, but they enjoyed it. The fire was lit. All 4 of them slept by the fire. And when my friend Jean came back to collect the dogs, there were 2 jars of coffee there. Not cheap coffee, good coffee. So that's an example of how our Father, Mother, God provides our needs. We needed coffee, and coffee was provided. And that's the journey we're on, because we give everything away. I own nothing. I've given all my clothes away. I own absolutely nothing, but yet I have everything. I'm a millionaire because all my needs are taken care of. And that's the gift of the promise, that when you surrender your heart to love, love comes back to reclaim you. I'm not saying it's all Hollywood bound. We have our moments, we have good days, we have troublesome days, we have, like any human being. But the secret to our journey is that we live in the world, but we're not of it. We don't connect with the drama, the negativity, so that when I come into the monastery gate, having been out for my Ours constitutional walk every morning with the dogs, come rain, hail, snow or sunshine, the moment I come into the monastery garden and close that gate, I lock out the dramas of the world. That's not to say I bury my head in the sand. No. I'm quite aware of what's happening in the world because every evening at 10:30 I watch BBC World News till about 11 and then I have my quiet time. And it's important for us to be aware of what's happening in the world so that we know what to pray for, what to send love to, like Syria, and supporting Brother James on his incredible mission to Syria, to an ISIS-controlled part of Syria, to do a peace concert in front of the president with representatives from several of the major world religions for peace. Don't be put off listening to your heart. Always listen to your heart. I meet many people in my journey who come to the door asking for prayer, and I can tell they're troubled. And I ask them, what is your heart telling you? I don't know. What heart? That's beating. We sit them down, make them a cup of tea. We give them one of our cakes from the kitchen. And before we know it, they're relaxed. Because they always say, isn't the house and gardens peaceful? Because we live in peace. We do not live in conflict. All around us is conflict in the world. But we have found a knack of switching off so that we can make time to be still. And we all need those times of stillness, hence planning the spiritual workout for Lent. It's not going to be a Lent of doing without chocolate and your favorite glass of wine. No. It's a workout for the mind using positive affirmations, 8,000 years old. From the Therapeutic Essenes of Mount Sinai. And our spirituality is rooted in those affirmations. We say them every day. Jesus was an Essene. Magdalena was an Essene. And probably you were too. So being a Franciscan, living the monastic life of joy from one's own home is far richer, more meaningful, and certainly challenging from the point of view of being more disciplined. You're free. There are no restrictions. You do not have to get up at 5 in the morning like I did in the monastery. You can watch television, you can play classical music, and you can cook yourself a lovely meal. It's all about making the life ready to serve you, and you work within that lifespan and be happy, be at peace, and be in joy. And be in joy. And that whatever you do, you always begin your day by saying to God, how may I be of service to you today? And you might hear, the hen coop needs cleaning out. But we do it. But we do it in joy. Now, I'm going to play something now, and then we'll have a short reading, and we'll be guided. We'll be guided by the Spirit of the I Am presence of God. So just sit back and relax. Be still. And reawaken your heart to love.
I was yours before the first one wrote, before the sun I wrote the earth. And I was yours before it kissed the ground, before the first one sound was heard. The whisper of angels, and I hear the frost on your glass. The shadows at twilight are your first, your last. Like the rush of fire in your veins, across the desert waves I awake, the song that midnight makes, a streak of star across the sky. The whisper of angels, and I hear the frost on your glass, and the shadows at twilight are your first, your last.
Praise you, God. We praise you.
The whisper of angels, and I hear the frost on your glass, and the shadows at twilight are your first, your last. Are your first, your last.
Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful song? The whisper of angels. Are you hearing the whisper of angels with me this evening? Would you like to hear the whisper of angels communicate love to your beautiful heart? It's so easy. It wasn't for me in the beginning because I was restless. I had expectations. Instead of just switching off and just taking a deep breath and being still in the presence of God. It's taken a lifetime, and I wouldn't swap it to be that ultra multi-billionaire who won the lottery in America. I would rather treasure what I have, God's peace, that inner peace, where I can sleep at night knowing that I am at peace in myself and with you. I don't pretend I'm me. Too many people pretend about their relationship with God. He's real, she's real. But you know, the more you give of yourself, the more you receive from their loving heart. And all it takes are a few words. Yes, here I am. Use me. But I believe we're all monks in here because we were consecrated by God from the moment we were born, because we were created in the image and in the likeness of God. And that makes us, I hate to use the word special, but it makes us vulnerable to God's plan for us. Let us reflect. Let us reflect on what is God saying to Nirmala, to Margaret, to Leah this evening or this day. What is the voice of Spirit saying to those who've joined us but not logged in? Well, let us come to the Master himself, and let me read to you the thought for today from Jesus Calling by Sirion. I read it when I did a video earlier on today for our spiritual workout, and I'm guided to read it again. Let me bless you with my grace and with my peace. Open your heart and mind to receive all that I have for you. Do not be ashamed of your emptiness. Instead, view it as the optimal condition for being filled with my peace. It is easy to touch up your outward appearance, a bit of extra makeup, have your hair done, to look as if you have it all together. Your attempts to look good can fool most people, but not God. Because he says, I see straight through you into the depths of your being. There is no place for pretense in your relationship with God. Rejoice in the relief of being fully understood. Talk with me about your struggles and feelings of inadequacy. Little by little, I will transform your weakness into strengths, great strengths. Remember that your relationship with me is saturated in grace with my love. Therefore, nothing that you do or don't do can separate you from my presence. My face is shining upon you, beaming out peace that transcends understanding. You are surrounded by a sea of problems, but you are face to face with me, your peace. As long as you focus on me, you are safe. If you gaze too long at the myriad of problems around you, you will sink under the weight of them, because they are burdens that alienate your heart from the mystical heart of God. When you start to sink, simply call out, help me, Jesus, and I will lift you up. The closer you live to me, the safer you are. Circumstances around you are undulating, and there are treacherous-looking waves in the distance. Fix your eyes on me, says the Beloved, the one who never changes. By the time those waves reach you, they will all have shrunk to proportions of my design. I am always beside you, helping you face today's waves. The future is a phantom seeking to spook you. Laugh at the future. Stay close to me. Let us just be still for a minute as we come into the garden, our little monastery garden here. Let us close our eyes and let us allow the Beloved take us to that special place where you and I can have intimacy with God. What is he saying to you? He's saying many things to me right now. But the one thing I feel more than anything is in my heart, my teacher, the gateway to my soul, the gateway to nirvana, to God. And that is, be still and know I love you. But my head will kick in and say, but how can you love me, God, when you think of all the crazy things I've done with my life? And you'll hear the voice again. And that same voice is coming to you. Why shouldn't I love you? I created you out of love, not fear. I dressed you in the robes of righteousness when you were born, and I breathed an angelic presence into your being to watch over you. Are you aware of that? And do you know that while you sleep, we are there watching you, loving you, caring for you? And yet many turn away because they know better than God. Do you? Do you know better than God? Our God is a God of love, a God of life, a God of laughter, a God of joy, a God of peace. And he would never, she would never ask you to do anything that would jeopardize that relationship. Do you believe that? It's such a shame that many in religious orders don't see it that way. When you look at some of them, they look so unhappy, unfulfilled, sour. It's as if the milk's gone off. You and I are only given one day at a time. Only one day. Why don't we celebrate it? Why don't we be who we're meant to be and stop being worried or fearful or fear-driven by those who may punish us for daring to be different? Be yourself. Reclaim who you are. Take back your power from anyone that seeks to alienate you from who you are as an ambassador of love. And remember the 7 keys. For me, it's the key of providence. The moment you are willing to surrender everything in love is the very moment you will feel the breath of God come over you. And you'll know in here that you finally come home to love. Thank you for being with us this evening, or today in Leah's case. I pray that it's meant something for you, and if not, then we've tried. But I just want you to know that you are a unique creation of God, that you are a child of love. And that the Father, Mother, God is waiting there for you right now. Is waiting there for you right now. Are you willing to risk everything in stubbornness? Or are you willing to come home to love? Be yourself. God loves you as you are. God sees you not as you see yourself, but he sees something more precious, a precious jewel that's worth more than all the lottery balls in this world. And he does it out of love for you. He does it out of love for you. And I just got a strong feeling that I was to play this for you tonight. And I'll say goodnight. The words will speak to you.
When I'm criticized, I never speak. I prefer to turn the other cheek. But I will love you all my life.
You can join in.
I can never do things right by you. I'm the kind of man who muddles through. You can find mistakes in all I do, but I will love you all my life. Something foolish happens, can't you see? In the middle of it all, there's me. Seems I cause you so much misery, but I will love you all my life. All my life, all I own, everything is yours alone. Every day, my whole life through, I will spend loving you. Everybody says for you I'm wrong. You get nowhere fast with me alone. They keep telling me I don't belong, but I will love you all my life. All my life, all I know, everything is yours alone. Everything, my whole life through, I will spend loving you. I will love you all my life.